Well, as we said, the G7 pushing for global socialism, global oil price controls, supposedly to fix energy. But here to show us a way out of this mess, state of Washington, Congresswoman Cathy McMorris, Rodgers' old friend. Cathy, thank you for this. And you're in charge of getting us out of this mess. I don't want you to feel any pressure, but you're in charge. How are you going to do it?
Well, we're gonna flip the switch on for American energy. After the Republicans win the majority in November, we're going to be very aggressive in embracing, unleashing American energy. I've introduced legislation with my colleague Bruce Westerman, who heads up the Resources Committee for the Republicans, and it's the American Energy Independence from Russia Act, and it would immediately say yes to exporting LNG to our allies around the world. Europe is desperate for natural gas. We have lots of natural gas. It would restart the oil and gas leasing on federal lands and waters here in the United States of America, immediately approve the Keystone XL pipeline. It would actually require the president to submit an energy security plan, because we know that energy security is the foundation for national security, and it would restock our strategic petroleum reserve. You know, these are the policies that would unleash American energy, that would flip the switch, and it would bring down gas prices here in the United States, help hardworking American families, but also our allies around the world that are desperate for American leadership.
You know, look, all good, sounds good. I know you, and you're going to do it right. But this business about G7 price controls, with Macron now talking about controls on all oil, right? Not just Russian oil. I mean, Russian oil is bad enough because it's stupid enough. Yellen should know better, but she doesn't. But I'm wondering, is this some kind of backdoor way? Have you thought about this, you and your team? Is this some backdoor G7 way to slap on price controls on American oil and gas, and maybe gasoline too?
Well, we know that price controls don't work. This is socialist price controls. But I would note that the House passed a bill. Speaker Pelosi and the Democrats passed a bill out of the House that was basically calling for price controls. They did that. Well, we debated it just a few weeks ago. But this is an approach that the Democrats have been promoting here in the United States. We know that it was tried in the 70s, and it just resulted in long lines and more scarcity of supply. Well, and we also know right now, when you think about doing this globally, that Russia is actually selling more oil today to China, to India, to others. Putin's continuing to sell oil, funding his military, propping up his economy, while our president and G7 are talking about some kind of price controls. I mean, they need to confront the reality of this situation and unleash American energy. We have the solution, and I would encourage President Biden to go visit the fields of Texas and North Dakota and Pennsylvania. You know, yeah, go talk to our producers. We are blessed. We are blessed with abundant resources. We do it better than any other place in the world. We need to unleash American energy.
Yeah, he needs to send a special diplomatic envoy to Midland, Texas, because he kind of missed the CEOs when they came to Washington. He was too involved with the windmill makers. Cathy McMorris, Rodgers, let me ask something else. In the GOP rescue plan, we had the great Kevin McCarthy on, I guess it was yesterday. Anyway, can there be a special emphasis, or just a, important market emphasis on refineries? I mean, we need more refineries if we're going to get gasoline prices down.
It's true. We need to be investing in energy infrastructure here in the United States, whether it's refineries, pipelines. All of this is foundational. But this is an administration that is, we saw this administration just the last couple of weeks, and they're saying yes to importing solar panels from China and violating the trade laws related to solar panel imports and giving more leverage to China. That's the direction of this administration, and at the same time, Americans continue to suffer from record high gas prices.
Yeah, he's doubling down on a failed policy. It's really quite remarkable. And unfortunately, Americans are paying the bill. I mean, that's the unfortunate part of this. Anyway, you have a great sounding plan. Cathy McMorris, Rodgers, thank you very much for your time. Great to see you.